Welcome to Step Out Sis, the podcast where we grow, heal, and walk confidently in God's calling. I am your host, Sharon. As this summer series comes to a close, I have found myself doing a lot of reflecting. I thought these past 8 weeks were about creating podcast episodes for you. But somewhere along the way, God turned the conversation around and started speaking to me. Every week I thought I was teaching a lesson. Instead, He was teaching me. This summer wasn't just about producing 8 podcast episodes. It became an invitation to examine my own life. Every week I thought I was talking to you, and God was talking to me. And let me tell you, He has been working on me. My prayer is that this summer series has encouraged you, challenged you, and drawn you closer to Him. But if I'm honest, these conversations changed me too. One of the biggest things I've realized is that I have spent decades carrying what everyone needed from me. And lately, I've had to ask myself, was I really a people pleaser or was I something else? I don't know that I've been a people pleaser as much as I have been an expectation carrier. I have carried expectations from family, from church, from work, from leadership, and sometimes even expectations I've placed on myself. And somewhere along the way, I stopped asking God, what are you asking of me in this season? Instead, I found myself measuring whether I was doing enough by everyone else's expectations. This summer, God began shifting that in me. He wasn't asking me to accomplish more. He was teaching me to follow more. Psalms 23 has become so much more than a familiar passage. I've been reminded that the shepherd doesn't just provide. He leads, he restores, he recalibrates, he sets the pace. The sheep don't decide where the green pastures or still waters are. They follow because they trust the shepherd knows the way. The shepherd goes before the sheep. He isn't pushing them from behind. He's leading them. And the sheep's responsibility isn't to map the journey. It's simply to stay close enough to hear and follow the shepherd's voice. And that's what I'm learning. It's not my job to figure everything out. It's not my job to have every answer or to make everyone happy. My job is to stay close enough to the shepherd that I recognize his voice when he says, "This is the way." Because sometimes following God means disappointing people. And I'm learning to be okay with that. The people who truly love me may not always understand every decision I make, but they'll trust that I am sincerely trying to follow where God is leading me. And at the end of the day, that's the life I want to live. Not driven by everyone else's expectations, but led by God's direction. Isaiah 30, verse 21 says, "Whether you turn right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" Take a moment and ask yourself, whose expectations have I been carrying? Where have I been measuring my worth by what others need from me? Have I been following God's voice or everyone else's? And what would shift in my life if I stayed closer to the shepherd? Let God speak to you here. Let Him reveal the places where you have been striving instead of following. As I close this summer series, that's what I'm taking with me. I've learned that it's not up to me to figure everything out. It's up to me to stay close enough to the shepherd to follow his lead. And maybe that's the invitation he's extending to you too. Not to have all the answers, but to stay close enough to the shepherd to hear his voice. Until next time, keep growing, keep healing, and keep following where God leads. And with that, I will see you next week right here on Step Out, Sis.